Gyro 8 Foxtrot Bravo, I believe you are another one calling. Hooks Tower, runway 17 left, clear for takeoff, left, make left traffic.
Roger that, we're just getting ready to call you, but we're clear and we'll make left traffic. Thanks, 8 Foxtrot Bravo. All right, good.
Other aircraft calling Hooks Tower unanswered, say again.
Go ahead, turn it to flight, let go of the handbrake. There we go, and push that button and don't let it go.
November 32 Zulu traffic, 11 o'clock, mile and a half. Cessna, 1,600 feet indicated.
There it goes.
Took a while.
It bleeds off some compressed air.
Yep. Zulu, maintain
We're just following the line.
With that aircraft, thank you.
Now look at your RPM on the rotor right above the altimeter, see it? It's already at 100 RPM, see that?
Right.
So it spins up quick. By the time we're at the L, we're going to be at 150.
Zero.
So I'm bumping just a little throttle, okay?
So you have throttle?
Yeah, because I got to get it to 150. See that?
Right.
There we go. So we're going to come straight back with the stick and let go of the button. There we go. We're going to catch the wind with it a little bit. See that?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to get it, before we take off, I'm going to keep it right around 200, but I'm going to show you something. So go all the way left.
All right.
No big deal, right?
Yeah.
All the way right.
Yeah.
No big deal. What? All the way forward.
Right.
All the way back. See, you can't do nothing at 200.
Right.
Okay, once it gets over that yellow line, that's when it can start giving you yaw and stuff like that.
Okay.
So in your head, just know that...
Now, is that from gyroscopic precession?
No, it's just lift. It's just pure lift.
Okay.
Okay? So, normally, stick is forward in the yellow unless you're taking off, okay?
All right.
So you don't want to stick forward until you're below 200.
Baron,
okay?
Right.
You got that?
Additional
right. That's because if you do, you got enough lift to lay you over. That's why when you get on the ground, you want to stick smoothly back and hold it
until
there.
it comes down past the green.
Yep.
Or the yellow, right?
Yeah, down in there. And what happens is if you start backing up because you got a headwind when you land, just neutralize the stick to center, like right here.
Okay.
That'll prevent you from backing up. But if you grab the brake will hold the wheels and you'll rock right back on the tail.
Okay.
So right now we're going all the way back because we got to get enough speed, enough lift to get the nose off the ground. So in this one, nose lifts, we ease it forward and we take off at 55. So it's full throttle, because we're over 200, I can do that. There we go. See, don't push forward. Get it forward.
Oh, okay.
Well, you felt the nose lift, right?
Yeah.
That's why. So we got to flatten the blade because we don't have enough speed. See that little sweet spot where it's sped up? Watch. Right. Lift off, like right there, perfectly. See that? All right. And we want to be at about 55 knots, okay? Okay. Now there's a round button that looks like a China hat on that stick. See it with your thumb?
Yeah.
That's pitch trim. Okay. So are you pulling back or pushing forward right
It's pretty neutral.
Okay. Well, let go and see what happens. Okay, nose forward. Pull back on that button really hard. There you go. You feel it getting lighter?
Yeah.
That's it. There
so you only
go.
trim it for 55?
Yep, trim it for 55. And about another 100 feet, we're going to go ahead and make a left-hand turn. Okay?
All right.
There you go. So go ahead and turn to the left.
November 32 Zulu, enter the right downwind for runway 17 right. You're going to be following a Grumman 2.5 miles north of the field.
Yeah, just when we get to the road here, approximately, we're going to make our downwind turn, okay? Okay. To climb out at 55 until we're at 1,000 feet.
Can you set runway 17 left?
And you can feel it needs a little right pedal because of torque. Yeah, perfect.
Runway 17 left.
Yeah, go ahead and turn about right here. Yeah. No, see the red barn down there? Yeah. Roughly, because we line up with this,
the road?
Well, see the sand pile there?
Right.
And there's a little road right to the right of it. We want to line up to that. So a little to the right.
Foxtrot Bravo, you're following.
Find what sand pile you're talking about.
12 o'clock, mile and a half inbound from the northeast. Report site.
Right here? Roger that. We'll report the traffic inside if I'm tomorrow. She was calling us. Okay. No, right here, right here. So see, there's a road going out of 2920 straight ahead. Right. And there's the sand pit a little to the left, right?
Oh, okay.
We're lining up on the road, not the sand pit.
Okay, I got you.
See what I mean? That's about perfect pattern. So a little to the right, because there's that little road there. See it?
Right.
That's kind of our. If you're in a fixed wing, it's that tree line right there.
Okay.
Thank you, Victor is inbound from the south of Quebec.
All right, we're coming up on 1,000 feet.
Yeah, it's okay. Throttle back a little bit. There's the Grumman. See the Grumman just cut us off right there?
Yeah.
There we go. They want me to report that, so I'll call these guys real quick. 6 Tower, Gyro Foxtrot Bravo has Grumman.
Go, 7 right.
And Gyro 8 Foxtrot Bravo, you said you had the Grumman in sight?
Roger that, we do have the sight.
Gyro 8 Foxtrot Bravo number 2, following the Grumman, runway 17 left, clear for the option, traffic Baron, 2 miles for the parallel.
Roger that, number 2, 8 Foxtrot Bravo. All right, so right about here, normally we turn down the road.
Right.
We're behind the Grumman, okay?
Okay.
We're going to maintain Yes, best flight.
8 Tree Hotel.
So we're doing good. We're fine. All right. We're a little bit. We're right where we need to be because we're wide. We're normally what, another quarter mile in. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're cool. We're cool. So right about in here, what we want to do is go ahead and throttle that sucker back to about 3,800. Lower the nose a tiny bit. Keep 55 in and make your turn about right here because we're taking the little runway. So turn in. Yeah, get that right down. Yeah, turn it over. Yeah. We just want it. There's a twin. There's a Baron coming in on the big runway.
All right.
Yeah. So if we hit 55, we're gonna be just about right for the little runway. It's an easy flying machine, really.
Oh yeah, I like it.
So this time when we touch down, I'm going to do one hop, okay? Okay. So we'll touch down. You're going to land it pretty much, but we'll get on. We'll lift off at 55 and we'll cut the throttle immediately.
Okay.
See, because 55 is your best angle. If you're any slower, it's like mushing. You know, you don't want to be doing that crap. That's why I don't like crow hops. I call them power on aborts.
Right.
Which is similar, but you're at flying speed and you're a perfect angle already. You know what I mean? And that's why I do them like that.
Right.
So watch what happens. Put your feet on the ground.
Number 8, Kilo Victor, hook start
Okay, so no feet on any rudder, okay? Okay. Okay. We're going to cut the throttle.
No rudder.
You're going to watch it. It's going to drift.
Number 8, Kilo Victor,
So you have to have left pedal big time, right? There you go. That's what's happening to you when you're trying to do your crow hop, right?
That's exactly what happened.
So hold it down,
Number
gentle.
8, Kilo Victor, traffic just
Yeah, you're a little higher, a little higher. Now back. High nose, about right there.
Hey, Kilo Victor, looking for traffic.
Yeah.
Number 320.
Always follow through. Always bury that sucker.
Contact ground 121.8.
Okay, so let me take it. All right, go ahead. I got it. Yours. So, there we go. So what I would do is I would get that stick a little forward, trim it with hair just so it's easier. And then we're going to get off at about 55, okay? And I'm about this high off the ground and go, shoot. And I just cut it, a little rough rudder, and we're back down. But see, I'm at gliding speed, and I always follow through to the back. Got it? That make sense?
Yeah.
That's more what I would call an appropriate type hop. That makes sense?
Yes.
Because you have rudder authority and directional control because you have enough true speed to actually do something.
Right.
There, you have it. Climb us out at 55.
I have it. I've got it.
Little back pressure because we're going to overspeed here. This one will really catch up quick. So, what happens when you're doing crow hops the old way, is it's sort of like, you have a water ski before? You know when you're half in and out of the water?
Yeah, and it's just mushing.
Yeah, that's what you're freaking doing in the gyro. Go ahead and make your turn here.
That's very dangerous.
It is.
That's my whole argument, but you know,
once you get on step, on a ski, it cuts easy in the water, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what happens to the gyro. You got rudder authority, you got everything. Once you have, you know, being above the power curve on proper VX is like being on step on a boat. You know? And that's why I don't like going mushing around under that.
I agree.
It's just, you know, teaching somebody to kill themselves.
Hotel, thank you, good day.
I've seen so many people get mushing around like that. Then they hit the tail, you know, the tail wheel, and the tail wheel's basically saving them only because they're paralleling the runway.
Yeah.
But if you have no tail wheel and you got something like this and you want to learn how to fly it right, man, you got to have rudder authority on there with air flowing over it. And it's not going to happen when you're mushing around like that very well. You need to be able to maintain the speed, you know, in order to have rudder authority. Same thing when you come in a fixed wing plane. If you're in a high crosswind, you always come in with throttle to give you rudder authority so that you don't, you know, screw it up on landing, right? Yeah, that's all commercial aviation lingo, you know. Coming in a crosswind, you come in I've been in 38 knot crosses with this thing and just come in with 3,500 RPM and man, it holds it straight. Right? You touch down, chop your throttle out so you don't get lifted in the air. And just hold that nose off and straighten the nose wheel and you're fine.
Yeah, because all you'll end up doing if you'll weather vane.
Yep. If you don't have that rudder authority, you will. I haven't heard her call, so don't turn yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, remember, we can't turn till she calls it.
Let me level out.
Yeah. I'll call her.
Gyro 8
There we
Foxtrot
go.
Bravo, runway 17 left, cleared for the option, traffic 1 mile final for the parallel.
Clear for the option 17 left, 8 Foxtrot Bravo. All right, in this case, keep 4,000 RPM because we're wide again. All right. Usually she calls me a beam the tower, but keep 55 in and yeah, you got that other landing once there, right off your nose. See him almost. He's about 1 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I see.
And now he's on the big runway, by the way.
Yeah. So we just got to pull in this side of it.
Yeah.
Did it take the tower a little time to get used to the
Not
angle
really.
that a gyro comes in at?
No, they let me do whatever I want. I mean, but I've been here 5 years. I've done over 1,000-something hours here, so they know. Like today, he was like, oh, you know, just hang out there for a minute. You know?
Yeah.
He doesn't know, don't do any answering, just kind of hang there for a minute. All right, we'll hang.
Yeah, I went up and toured the tower a few years ago here.
That's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, they're nice guys.
They are. They're really nice.
And girls.
Coach Tower 172 Bravo Whiskey is 10 miles to the northeast, coming in for a full stop landing. Information Quebec.
All right, so it looks like I'll be short. Well,
because you got 4,000 RPM, you might actually carry it pretty good, really.
Yeah.
But don't go any slower.
Right.
2 Bravo Whiskey.
Remember, if you go below 50, you're sinking more than you gain ground, and if you're above 60, you're diving more than you gain ground.
Right.
Traffic short final.
I'm going to show you something cool here on the next one.
Hold short of parallel
I showed Robert this. He'd never seen me do it. I'm like, okay, watch this, because they had us like a mile and a half out.
Oh man.
You know, they called it like way the crap by the railroad track out there.
Right.
So I came in at 75 knots, hot, and showed him how you can bleed it right off. He was like, wow, that's cool. Yeah, so get that nose down a little bit. You're hot on throttle, right? So bring them down to about 3,000. That'll give you rudder authority, but remember, your little left pedal because of the torque, right?
Right.
Watch your speed there. As soon as we touch, okay, like nose high, when we touch, chop your throttle instantly. Okay, we're a little bit right rudder, right rudder.
Hold your position,
There you go.
follow the direction
Okay,
traffic.
cut it. Balance, balance, balance. Oh, there. Now watch back up. Neutral stick. Okay, then we might catch the brake. But we got to neutralize the stick first.
Right.
If you don't, you're rocking right back until so all the way back because we got to build up rotor, right? Because we're 200 all the way. Okay, this will rotor flap if you full throttle it below 150. Okay.
Right.
So this is about 200. So a little further forward, There's a sweet spot. See how it's sped up a little bit? That's it. Now wait, and it'll come up perfect. See that?
Yep.
Yeah, just make a minor correction to get your 55 in.
Cessna 390, cross runway 17 left, hold short of runway 17 right at Echo.
All right.
And cross 17 left, hold short, 17 right at Echo.
Remember when you're coming in, try not to let that nose drift left or right. Hold the rudder in. And if you come in with a little bit smoother speed, it'll do it a little better so you're not dancing on it at the end. Because that's where you can get in a duck walk. If you happen to get in a duck walk, don't put the stick forward. If you hold it back, it'll force the wheel to stay on the ground.
Right.
Okay? And that prevents it from getting in a harmonic. A lot of guys go, oh crap, and they're like all over with the stick. Hold it back. Go ahead and make your turn. So turn to the left. There we go. Yeah, a little slow.
Cessna 172 Bravo Whiskey requesting a turn to final.
Cessna 2 Bravo Whiskey, runway 17 right, clear to land.
Cessna runway 17 right, clear to land, 2 Bravo Whiskey.
Cessna 390, runway 17 right at Echo, clear to take off, make right traffic.
And clear to take off, 17 right at Echo, and right traffic, 84390.
Cessna 8, correction, Gyro 8, Foxtrot Bravo, runway 17 left, cleared for the option.
Clear for the option, 17 left, 8 Foxtrot Bravo. So they cleared us real early. This time.
Good. I can hardly hear them. I can hear you just fine now. As long as you can hear them.
Yeah, I hear them pretty good. So keep climbing. I think you need a little right pedal in. You don't feel it so much up there, but I can feel the wind back there.
Yeah, I feel it on my right shoulder.
Yeah, that's how I fly it. I keep the wind equal and I know I'm coordinated. So, a little bit, yeah, we got to climb another 100 feet anyway. Yeah.
I'm at full throttle at 55 knots. So.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, it happens sometimes. If you don't have the pedals coordinated perfect, it sometimes has more drag.
A lot of drag, yeah.
We're going to go out a little wide on this one on purpose anyway.
Okay.
So here's a green roof building over there. That's a fire station.
Yeah.
We're going to turn about right there.
All right.
And we're going to kind of keep altitude. We're going to pitch down and we're going to come in at like 70.
All right.
Sometimes here I have to do that on occasion.
Right.
I don't teach it too often, but I thought I'd show it to you because I might have to do it because someone's on my tail.
Right.
You know, a jet's coming in on a 5-mile final and I'm in front of them, so they want me to expedite, right?
All right.
So I'm coming in at 80 knots, you know what I mean? Floorboarding it.
Right. So you want me to bring throttle back? We're at 1200.
Yeah, we can bring it back. But we're going to keep it at 4,000.
All right.
So bring it to 4,000 RPM. We don't want to slow down though. So keep it at about 4 and keep it over 60.
All right, there.
We're doing that on purpose.
Over 60.
Yep, so lower the nose a little bit. All right, yep, make a turn right here. There's the plane in front of you. He's for the big runway.
I see him.
Now, I live right below us in that subdivision.
Yeah. I thought I had a short commute to work. I live 3 miles from where I work.
Lately, I'm working in Phoenix, so I'm just here for a couple of days. All right, so we're going to add a little throttle in, get that nose down, and pick up 70. We're going to come in at 70, 75, and line up on the runway that way.
All right.
Aircraft inbound from the west, Hagen.
See, you almost have to force that nose down to get down, don't you?
Yeah. We're about 78.
3-4 hook power spot.
Yeah, we're catching up to that guy.
Cessna 390, runway 17 right, clear for the option.
Yeah, keep that nose down.
And clear for the option, 84390.
Yep, you can go 75. We just want to make sure we're just right at the right angle. And I'll tell you, we'll chop the throttle. You'll watch it bleed off like you can't believe it. Wow, man, speed will go all the way to 0. So right when we cross this high-speed taxiway, okay, go ahead, cut the throttle all the way to nothing. And you'll see by the time we get to the threshold, there you go. Hold it there. Now watch, see, we're 55 right now.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
Back a little bit, get the nose up, and hold it about right there. Perfect. Don't pump it, just hold it. And then just balance. Keep coming, yeah. Remember, always keep going back.
Number 2 Bravo, Whiskey Roger, contact ground on 121.8.
Now, on this deal, if you let the nose wheel come down and in a crosswind, it'll dart one way and the stick will go the other. So
right.
Forward a little bit because we're in the air almost. See that?
Yeah.
We got to pick up speed, so a little more forward. A little more, a little more, a little more. There we go. There you go. Trim it out with your thumb. Little right pedal. Gotta let off of it there. There you go.
Yeah, I have a tendency to tense up on my legs.
Yep. A little more right, just a touch. We'll climb a lot better. There you go, about right there. Just hold it. And when we make our left-hand turn, don't even let off the pedal. Okay. And it'll make that left-hand turn perfectly with that little right pressure, believe it or not. I've flown that Pilatus down there with the cowline on. Straight down. Go ahead and turn there. Yeah, see how it's turning fine without even letting off that right pedal?
Right. Yeah, I don't have the yaw tendencies fixed wing has.
No, not the same way.
I'm just holding the pedal for torque, right?
Yeah, just for the
torque and the wind.
And see, push the stick there. Now you're flying level. There you go. So you have to sometimes push left stick just a little bit. Gotta push and hold it. Push.
There we go. Wrong way.
Yeah, you gotta push and hold it. Then push the stick a little to the left, you know?
Did the wind direction change?
Yeah, we got a little more wind than we did. We didn't have that much wind.
It was coming right down the runway, but it feels like I'm getting a lot more on this side of it.
Yeah, it could be even you have too much right pedal now. Just relax your foot, track stop right there.
tower.
Now she hasn't called us yet, so just fly straight.
About 10 miles west.
Have you done much tower work? Just enough to get by.
I can hardly hear them.
She'll call us in a second.
Gyro 8 Foxtrot Bravo, runway 17 left, clear for the option.
Okay, she just called, so go ahead and turn. Clear the option 17 left, Foxtrot Bravo. Alright, so right here, just do a normal one. Probably, because we're far out again, probably 4,000 for now.
390, make left traffic.
And 390 will make left traffic.
Yep, just 55 and go ahead and make a turn about right in here. Normally I go down the road and I turn at the chevron right there, approximately.
Oh, okay. And then kind of slide over.
Well, I don't turn as sharp as you are. You're really turning sharp. I do a 2-minute standard rate turn. You're doing about a 30-second turn. So.
34, runway 17 right.
See what I mean? You really turned in. Right. Gyro guys tend to do that. I try to say, look, when you're passing your check ride, he wants a standard rate airplane turn. I mean, so shallow that you're like, golly, this is boring, you know?
Yeah.
But that's really what Ron Menzie does. He does not want a turn, a yank and bank turn at all. So I don't have my GPS on here because my plane 390 has it.
Yeah.
But I can set up the wingtip on a standard rate turn on my GPS. And when I do that to gyro guys like Chris Taves, you know, Jim and Chris, she was like, whoa, that's so shallow, I don't know what to do with myself. I said, that's all they want. They don't give a crap that you can yank and bank. They know everyone can do that. They want to see if you can maintain directional control in a nice wide turn and not drift. So you know you got runway made. You can go ahead and throttle back more if you want. Just keep your rudder authority the way you need it. And hold the pressure steady and try to get your angle way out here, not correcting in the last one.
Right.
Yeah, good. Keep that nose down. There you go. Keep it down a little more. Yeah, we don't want to bleed it off. About right here, roll it out and just wait for it. Okay, wait. We're a little high. Nose it back. Yeah, see how we're kind of high?
Yeah.
It's okay. Keep coming. That way that nose, see how the nose wheel wants to dart a little bit?
Right.
That's why we do that, so that we have hardly any forward roll. Okay, there you go. You're light. Push that stick forward. Get it forward until it speeds up. Right there. Stop.
Change the runway 17 left. Clear the option. And 17 left.
Yeah, now you wheelbarrowed it there. You had to stick too far forward. You feel the nose wheel took off last?
Yeah.
Yep. You only want just enough.
So the nose wheel's still off the ground or on the ground?
It's on the ground usually, okay, but when you take off, it's off the ground. You had it almost where it was lifting off all three together, or the nose wheel last. The back wheels came off first. So you only want it forward just until you get the speed you need. And then you don't yank back, you just wait for it.
On the localized 17 right.
Yeah, you don't rotate like a fixed wing.
Well, you do on this. You really actually do. Because on a fixed wing, what you do is stick is neutral, you pull back to a rotation speed, right?
Right.
In this case, you pull back and you go forward to the rotation speed. The angle of the stick is exactly the same position as on a fixed wing. It's just the procedure is you got to get lift in the blade first, right?
Right.
And then ease it forward.
Okay, so you're doing the opposite. You're pushing to the rotation speed.
Correct.
Okay.
But the stick position is the same. In other words, if you could measure it, the angle of attack on the blade would be the same as the angle of attack on the wing for liftoff.
Oh, okay.
You follow me?
Yeah.
November 662 Alpha, runway 17 right, clear the option and make right traffic.
So it doesn't matter if you're full forward and you come back to the rotation, or if you're back and come to the same position, you're still at the same position. That's my point, really.
Right.
So just think of it as a rotation speed, okay? But you're doing it, you have to generate lift in the blade first.
All right.
And you're pushing forward to the same position as you normally would on a fixed wing pulling back.
All right. That makes sense.
I try to, if you flow fixed wing, I try to relate it to that because you can grasp the concept instantly. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people say they fly nothing like a fixed wing. That's not true. They fly a lot like a fixed wing with some cool gyro stuff.
Right.
See, we climbed better this time, right?
Yeah.
I haven't heard him call us, but he should in a second. we keep doing these wide patterns I'm not used to, you know. Normally I'm like, boom, we're turning right now.
Very fast shot, Bravo, runway 17 left, clear for the option.
17 left, clear for the option, they talk to Bravo. He caught us just perfect, so 55, throttle back to 3,500, and we're going to nail it perfect this time. We're not going to have to play around at 4,000 and all that.
84390, we'd like to back taxi.
Okay, nose it forward a little bit.
November 390, roger, turn right on golf.
See how we went to 45?
Yeah, ground control
quick.
Yeah.
Little exit golf.
Aim for the end hanger, the very end hanger. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Keep your 55. All right. Yeah, we're drifting a little, so a little left pressure. There you go, but don't turn yet. So I'll show you how slow this turn's going to be. Don't turn yet. All right. You've got to wait right about here, and then just roll into a turnabout like that. Okay. See how shallow that is? Yeah. That's more of a standard grade turn, see? Yeah. See how we're going to line up perfect on the runway, though? Yeah. Like, we'll roll out like almost dead center, see? No big deal. This is not a quick get down game. When I'm flying here, I don't do those quick short base to finals. I want you to relax, line up, get your sight picture. Right. Just take your time. There's no hurry.
So does the gyro trim to airspeed similar to a fixed wing?
Oh yeah, of course, because pitches speed, powers altitude. Right. All right. Yeah. So we're a little high. We're going to back off. Let's say about right there. Okay, there. Now readjust your trim just a little. See how smooth that was? Yeah. Because we just shallow turn, no yanking it over. Just and your alignment's clean. It's just that's what I'm looking for. Just nice, easy, clean, by the numbers kind of stuff. It's not rocket science at all. Yeah. And about right here, just barely back, just wait, just hold it, don't milk it. Yeah, little nose higher right now, wait. Maybe a tiny bit right rudder. Yep, that's it, just wait. Yeah, beautiful, keep coming. Yep, then go ahead. See how smooth that went? Oh yeah. Like super clean, right? Yeah. Just following the numbers. Everyone says, I don't fly by numbers. You know what? You live by those suckers. Yeah. Little forward there, get it forward, and let the nose come down. Yeah, stop. See, now that's your rotation speed. That's fine. Wheels are on the ground. It's supposed to be. All right. See how it's coming off now? Yeah. Right at perfect timing, right at 50, 55? Yeah. See, it'll come off when it's ready. That's your rotation, man. Boom.
Okay, so balancing on the main versus nose on the ground till it pulls off.
Well, remember, you're talking a couple of different things. On the MTO, when I'm teaching, it is easier because it's got so much more thrust to get that nose down and hold it, and it'll come off for you. Right. As you get more experience than an MTO, I can balance and take off, no problem, but I'm easing the stick forward, 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 so I do not execute until I'm at VX. If you're on a soft build, nose high, get it in the air ground effect just like a plane. Same procedure. The guys that teach them to keep on getting off early, the guys are climbing out single seat at 45 knots. And it'll do it on an MTO, but it's not safe. You get a really hot day fully loaded, and then you take off at like Midland, Texas, like that guy did in the Trixie with the sheriff in there. That killed him.
Yeah, get behind the power curve.
Way behind the power curve, because the power curve on this is like 50 on the money. And I always tell them, 55 knots, because I want 5 knots extra, Right. So keep climbing. Does that make a little more sense? Oh yeah. So I want to lift off at VX. On a plane, you don't lift off early, you'll stall it, right? Right. If you do it on this, you'll just keep marching down tail first. If the trees are coming at you, the tendency is to pull back. Yeah. So see the runway we took off of? Yeah. Look back behind. There's this funny triangle of trees back there. See them? Right. I almost hit those trees in a sparrowhawk. The guy wanted to keep pulling back, and I said, not a chance, man. And I lowered that nose down and picked up 60. And we almost hit the trees by about a foot. But we would have went right in them if we would have kept pulling back. It was a hot day. Yeah. Remember that guy that crashed the Sparrowhawk over at Sport Flyers?
I
heard about it.
17 left, clear for the option. Traffic is exceptional, and mile final for the parallel.
We're clear for option 17 left, Takeoff to Bravo. Okay, look, watch this. All right, we got altitude, right? Above it, or straight to the tower.
Final approach quarter.
I'm going to cut your throttle on you. Keep your altitude, though. You got the stick, or? No, you got it. I got it. Boom. There you go. 55 knots, man. Keep altitude, or? Hit 55. All right. A little bit of left pedal, because we need it. Perfect. No, not too much. That's too much. Right there. Right there. Get off. Okay, aim right to the tower. Well, a little bit to the left of it. All right. Okay. Hold it perfect like that. Perfect pitch. We don't want to, because we're gliding. Alright. Alright. This is why I picked that pattern that we do.
Yeah.
Because I know that I can make it from here. Alright. Go ahead and roll into that turn gentle. If you roll too much, you will lose so much altitude you won't make it. See how we're going to be like barely perfect, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, these things sink like a freaking brick. Yep, keep that nose down a little bit, just a little.
Alright,
Because we don't have rudder authority really too much. We don't maintain speed.
This is all aircraft
There you go. Right there. Wait for it. Wait for it. Perfect.
Wind 20 at 7 altimeter.
Get the nose up a little and just wait right there. And it'll come down nice. Yeah, that keep falling through. Yeah, not too much, you'll scrape the tail on this one. Alright. Alright. Cool. That's good for you. I like it.
Number 5X, big turn left.
There you go, a little forward on the
So no
stick.
delay after runway.
See, these guys, they'll let me get away with some stuff, can you tell?
Oh, yeah.
When I'm clear, I don't care. I'm going for it. Alright, they're about right there. See it's coming up. Then just work it correctly so you got the speed. There you go. That was the perfect way to do that. We got up a hair early. You picked it up. A lot of guys, they'll keep doing that. And then when you get two people on it,
390 runway 1.
all of a sudden they're like, well, I want to climb. And they keep pulling back and pulling back and pulling back. And then they start settling down tail first, you know?
Right, right.
But see these trees? What I did is I jogged over to the right and see how it's open?
Yeah.
I went in that opening and I was like, the trees are coming at me, and I was just watching airspeed.
Right.
I kept watching and watching. I went in between that triangle, and right at the very corner on the right, there's a little low spot. See it right there? I ducked right through that and climbed out barely.
Oh, man.
It was pretty scary. Go ahead, get us, you need a little right pedal in there. That's why we're not climbing very well. There you go.
08, Foxtrot Bravo, runway 17 left, clear for the option.
Clear for the option, 17 left, 8, Foxtrot Bravo.
All right. Okay, we're going to do something a little different. Go ahead and turn down the road, but maintain altitude. We want to get up 1,000 feet, so full throttle still. Yeah, I'm full. Okay, good.
Just follow the road?
Yeah.
Factor 62 Alpha, extend your downwind traffic. You'll be following as a king on a 4-mile final advice you have on the sign.
Okay, so they cleared us, so we're going to do a vertical descent here. Okay. So keep the altitude up.
All right.
Okay, little right pedal. It will still climb a little bit. There we go. Go ahead and make your turn nice and shallow. And when we're being the tower, we'll cut throttle and we'll vertical down, okay? All right.
014, low altitude alert. Check your altitude immediately. The minimum descent altitude for your area is 640.
Wow. They had someone have a minimum altitude alert coming on up. That's a decast message came off over the tower. That doesn't happen too often. Huh. Okay, we're 1,000 feet almost, right? So we're going to be right in the shadow of this cloud. All right. Okay. And go ahead and we'll cut the throttle right here. All right. So, okay, bring our speed.
Factor 62 Alpha.
There you go. Get our speed to 30 knots.
30 knots, all right.
62 Alpha, traffic in sight.
There's 30.
There you go. Well, right there's fine.
There you go.
Sometimes I like a tiny bit of forward speed just so we maintain rudder authority.
2 Alpha, you have to follow that traffic, runway 17 right, clear for the
Don't drift
number 2
to,
on the
yeah, keep it to the left.
final.
All right. Yeah, slow us down some more. See, we're gaining ground. We don't want to. We're down about 20.
08, Foxtrot Bravo, runway 17 left, clear, low approach only.
Roger that. We'll do a low approach, Fox Bravo.
So they want us to do a low approach. Okay? So, lower the nose. Yeah. And we'll come down.
08, Foxtrot Bravo, go around left side traffic is a king here on short final parallel.
Roger, we're going to go around.
You want us to keep low?
About this angle, pick up your speed, go ahead and climb out.
All right.
I don't know why we needed to do it, or go around with the king here there, I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that your mic that's hot?
What's that?
Is that your mic that's hot or mine?
No, shouldn't Don't be hot. Go ahead and turn. Got a big bird right down there.
Yeah, I see it.
As long as we look at the radio, we don't have an X showing. No, we don't. It's just the boxes on.
Exit next taxiway after exit runway, stop, contact ground, point 8.
Zero stop, contact ground, next taxiway, pass 051.
There you go, go ahead and turn.
Gyro 8 Foxtrot Bravo, runway 17 left, clear for the option.
Clear for the option 17 left, 8 Foxtrot Bravo.
Cessna 390, runway 17 right, clear for the option.
17 right, clear for the option, 84390.
Yeah, I like them flying my plane. It makes me money.
Yep. It's the only way to have a plane and not go broke, huh?
Yeah, well, you know, I didn't rent it out for a long time because I went damage in it, you know, and I finally started doing it.
Alpha 62, Alpha
I still owe money on it, so I've had it for 7 years.
The Alpha.
Is that 72?
Yeah, it's a 69.
No, I mean, Cessna 172.
Yeah, 172, yep. Go ahead and throttle back about right here, and follow the road.
Harmonic in the prop there.
Yeah, it's got a certain RPM has got a little bit of one. Yeah, I need to go and probably repitch it just slightly. You don't feel it from the back as much as you feel from the front because you got more datum length in the stick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the back, the stick hardly shakes. In the front, you got a little bit of shake in it. Just because you got that big long arm on it, you know. Yeah, don't turn so sharp. Remember, just relax, take your time. We don't need to do no crop duster turn. Yeah. This just makes the student so much, gives them so much more time. You know, I'm not doing these short, tight, freaking 500-foot patterns. I want them to get used to the procedure, you know? Right. Climb out, downwind, throttle back, relax a minute, face to final, set it up, pitch, and then get your turn in. So, you know, some people say it's too busy at a towered airport. It's not really. I mean, this hasn't been that bad, has it?
Nah, not too bad, but...
You know, I mean, it is what it is, but there's plenty of time to make your turns. It's not like you don't have time, you know?
Yeah.
And at least you know if a traffic is coming and some guy called it, because I've been in Anahuac where people flown underneath me.
Right. That's true.
There you go. Now remember, we got throttle in. So when we do, if we touch down, you got to chop it right when you touch the wheels. Okay? Yeah, that's nice. Hey, you did that real smooth. Remember, follow through. Good. Go ahead. There you go. Forward on the stick. Push it forward. And it's hard because you trimmed it. So push more. Push. Not to the right. Center. Remember, you're not going to steer it.
All right.
There you go. Right where that little acceleration is. Just hold it and trim it out there. There you go. Maybe a tiny bit of back pressure. Barely. Yeah, right there. And you're kind of hot, so there you go. We'll come in and land on the next one. All right. You feel better about anything? Learn anything?
Yeah.
You like that takeoff abort type thing better than the crow hop, don't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it feels a little more comfortable. Or a lot more comfortable.
Well, you got speed and rudder authority, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sort of like these guys that take off with half throttle drive me crazy too. I'm serious. What are you doing half throttle, man? Either you're committed or you're not.
Yeah,
you're not halfway committed, man.
You need to get some altitude.
Yeah, you never do that in an airplane.
No.
It's like, dude, it's a way to screw yourself, you know? That's clear for the option 17 left. We're going to do a full stop this time. Thanks.
30, remember Roger.
You got a lot of cross control going on in there a little bit. That's why we're kind of so low. Right. So hold down the right rudder a little bit. There you go. And pull back on that stick about that angle right there. All right. And it'll climb up. Oh, too much. Still a little right pedal you need. Just the wind blowing in back here from the right. Perfect, right there. right now we got tailwind, so that's not helping us out.
Right.
So the guys that are mushing around there slow, and then they turn tailwind and wonder why they're not climbing out and they're sinking in the gyro because they're not holding their speed. Boom, that's your answer right there. Because you can tell if that tailwind we got is like
buzzards up there.
Yeah, go ahead and turn off to the side. There you go. Birds like to dive on you, so you got to be kind of careful of it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you got a 10 knot headwind and you're doing, say, 50, all of a sudden you're only doing 40 downwind airspeed, it's erroneous, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you should pick that airspeed back up if you're doing it right.
Right, but you still won't climb very well.
390, runway 17.
Just got that tailwind going on. Just saying.
Look for the option.
Also, the guys that are mushing around, you'll be screwing around close to the ground there.
Yeah.
When you are low and slow, like 40 on this,
Right.
when you pick up that speed, you'll drop about 10 feet in the pickup, but it's so small and so slight, you don't notice it in the altimeter because you don't notice a 10 or 20 foot drop. Got it?
Right.
So that's why you don't want to be doing low and slow mushing. When I'm low to the ground, I'm always over 50 because I know I've got climb out, you know?
Yeah.
But if you are going slow flight in this, and you go from, say, 30 knots slow flight, get that down a little more, and all of a sudden you want to pick up speed, you will lose a little altitude before you pick up, and sometimes that's all the altitude you have because you're screwing around slow to the ground.
That's a 390 after the option, make a left close
And
traffic.
shut it all the way off, because see the high speed down there?
Yeah.
Now we're going to turn around and angle back on that taxiway.
Okay. Are we going to hit it?
Yeah, you'll see.
Oh, yeah. I guess it bleeds off quick.
Yeah, it bleeds up good. We're a little high. Watch. Pull back really quick. Do a little mini vertical just for a few seconds. There we go. Now we'll pick up our 55 knots and we'll be fine. Yep, don't use that left rudder though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A little more, a little more. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we got a lot of energy, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see that duck walk, if you hold that back, it'll do it. Now roll back, forward, and grab the brake. Now we're going to be holding neutral.
Pet 01.
See that
Hooks Tower,
flight
runway
thing?
17 right, Charlie for
turn
landing
the brake.
traffic.
All right.
No, don't set the brake. Don't set the brake. Oh, no. Yeah, oh, not on the runway. Oh, man, not on the runway. Always to the right. Get that sucker over there.
All right.
Yep.
08 Foxtrot Bravo, exit next taxiway after exiting the runway. Stop, contact ground 28.
Roger that. We'll contact ground after exiting. Thanks.